only two picks that he has played more, and he's played a lot more of them to be fair, are Jarvan and Xin. Those are obviously both removed because of Fearless. Wukong.
Xayah going to be the tool, because a Tempered Fate onto an immobile AD carry and also the Orianna could completely remove any sort of follow-up PSG talent had to engage. So it looks like Betty going to be able to peel for himself and avoid any sort of mishap from either the Tempered Fate or that darkness from the Nocturne.
All right, how are we feeling about these two comps? Do we feel like there's a specific edge for either side, or is it more down to the execution?
You'll be able to get some good damage, and that's kind of the advantage of a Poppy in the early stages, but Tisamas hovering barely out of vision. This is so good from Tisamas.
Tisamas is going to Karsa. Karsa, he throws out the Duskbringer, immediately finds the dog. He's hungry for a little bit of a hot dog lunch. Karsa flashes away. Tisamas, Duskbringer first blood level 1. Karsa is going to see exactly what's going on, and he wants a little bit of revenge. Tisamas wisely dropping his ward inside that brush, wants to make sure that Karsa can't play around this, as immediately the fear already connects. Trimby coming up to try to help Tisamas. Karsa is low. Tisamas is lower. Trimby trying to get the kill there. They finally take out Karsa, but now it's going to be a bloodbath, and it's VKS in trouble. Betty's still getting away. Miru needs one more hit. He gets it. The feat of warfare secured by PSG by a split second, and it's a 4-3 game, 4 minutes into the game.
Maybe would have been enough, but that Braum getting so much work done here.
And you can see the despair on the staff of Vivocade Stars.
Don't have the Poppy in position to try and block that combo for PSG talent.
Exactly. Neither one of the top laners has their teleport available to try to join this fight. Tisamas wants to step forward and at least try to smite one of the grubs away. He will get the single one. Paranoia has already been cast. Miru tries to move forward, but the Feather Storm already flies out. Void grubs overall secure by the side of PSG. Tisamas wants to jump in, but Betty's going to stay safe. The barrier isn't even needed, as Miru's the next target here for Karsa. He keeps himself invulnerable for an extra second and jumps back over the wall. Now Bowal's going to be your next target. He has to flash away. PSG, they come out +1 grub, +1 kill at Otacon, which is where we see so many bloodbaths, so many throws, and Miru now pulled back by the shockwave, having to use the ulti defensively to get himself away. And with Woody's help, Maple just continues finding himself in great positions in this game. Karsa wants to jump in with the ulti, but Trimby's here to try to protect Miru. PSG, they have more men in the area, but it's not going to stay that way for long. Maple caught up here in the Tempered Fate. Miru looking for a little bit more. Boal has joined, and so is Morteus. It's everybody from VKS. Maple's already down, and it looks like VKS wants a little bit more. Keeper's verdict, knocking one away. Aja needs some damage back, and he goes all out to find Miru. Betty still safe for now. Karsa trapped in the pit, but can just jump right over pretty easily. Mortea's still chasing. Maybe an Arc of Ruin. No, nothing more to find. It's a 2-for-1 for VKS. Till both the Rift Herald and the second Drake spawn. Whenever those timers are synced up, it does make things a little bit interesting, as Betty's forced to use the Feather Storm there. The exhaust from the Summoner Spellbook from Trimby, putting the pressure on the enemy AD carry. But now PSG's coming around from the side. Trimby's gonna pay the price. Taken low, taken out. Nice moves coming in from PSG, but Miru wants one back. He's exhausted, but Karsa chases him too far, and it's a 1-for-1 trade. Multiple players from PSG turn a fight into a 3v5. Then you got some serious danger. Tisamas just flies in like a ballistic missile to take out Betty, who still had half cooldown remaining on his Feather Storm. Morteus with the Arc of Ruin to slow down Karsa. The Tempered Fate to lock him up further, but they don't have enough damage. He gets away with the Blast Cone for now, and Morteus hits him with a couple more orbs to take him out. Stridebreaker done for Nocturne is absolutely massive. The active part of this item is so helpful for securing your Paranoia kills, and Morteus just gets obliterated. Nice pick from PSG. All right, Maple just continuing the shove out there. Tisamas wants to jump in, but the problem is it's 2v3 right now. Miru continuing to jump forward, and Maple is down. Woody and Karsa now trying to get away. Miru's got to be careful to not be stunned up underneath the turret. Karsa still running. Morteus from the side jumps in point blank range for the Arc of Ruin, and Karsa, he flashes too late. He's already down. Trimby goes forward, but they don't even need the stun. It's a double kill for Morteus. The Yunara shows him what he's got.
Miru can be so strong, but even taking this mid lane structure could be fantastic. Morteus taking the Oh, hang on.
Wow, yeah,
Miru's on the way.
Tempered Fate and everything. Miru's making his way over. Here's Paranoia. It's DeSamus, level 11 with the extra range of the Nocturne. Flying in, 2 already dead on the PSG side. Betty flashes away. Miru's in the smoke. Another 5-point strike to try to whittle Betty away. They will not get the kill. DeSamus decided it's not worth it for the Herald. I don't care. Kill these guys, then we'll go back and get it later. Maple's about to face check into the Akali, but no, he throws the ball in instead. The lights are going off. DeSamus is going in. The feathers have already flown, and now it's a little bit of danger for DeSamus, but Miru jumps into the back line. Karsa trying to get away, but a nice Tempered Fate there onto the enemy support. Woody is locked up, and Karsa's already down. It's 2 kills for nothing for VKS. Aja gonna be your next target here. Cassante is tanky, but he's not tanky enough. They'll slam him back into the wall. They'll knock him down. Miru's on a rampage, and VKS just murdered 3 of them.
DeSamus is the feint, while Miru is the hook that's following up behind it. Trimby manages to catch Betty.
Betty's down. Beautifully done from VKS. Every time DeSamus uses his ultimate, Betty immediately feather storms defensively to not get caught out. But that just means that as long as VKS can find that follow-up punch you're talking about, the Xayah is a sitting duck.
And Miru is just sitting in the back line waiting for the engage.
Exactly. Miru is always on the pincer. VKS want to try to take down this tier 1 turret before they really try to force anything hard. There's immediately your Tempered Faithfulness Keeper's verdict. Now they're diving in on the carries. They're both dead. Maple and Betty are out of the picture, and Miru's still hungry for more. Karsa, Woody, and Aja all have to scatter as the carries get assassinated. Perfectly coordinated there. Keeper's verdict takes out the supportive roster. Tempered Fate locks up the turret so they can make the dive, and then they jump in. Maple and Betty die before there's anything they can do about it. Stun onto Karsa. Boal going to be your target here from Betty and the rest of PSG. Keeper's verdict wants to knock somebody away, but he's stunned up into the wall instead. DeSamus already exhausted. Nice blade caller there. Forces the flash of the VKS jungler. DeSamus is down. PSG, they've locked up Miru. They force him into the stasis. The Akali's in danger, but he jumps back away with a shuriken flip. PSG have found 1 kill and nearly a second. Miru is still on the run. Betty has no summoners to try to chase. Maple's got his flash, but Miru is still running. Karsa over the wall. He wants to try to catch this enemy mid laner. This could be the opportunity PSG needs to come back into the game. Trimby buying time. Magical journey over the wall. Morteus firing out the Arc of Triumph. Now Trimby flashes. Stays alive for now. Keeper's verdict channeled again. Morteus just firing back into the PSG lines. Miru jumps in, and now Betty's in danger. He goes for the Feather Storm, but VKS turn it right back around. Miru finally dies. Maple's getting away now. Aja with a nice third and Tofo strike, putting the pressure onto Trimby, who gets away through the Otacon wall. Now Boal scrapping with Aja back and forth. Maple barely standing. DeSamus has respawned. By the time he gets close to the fight, he'll have the Paranoia.
And then the Cassante has enough to finish them off.
Ooh, some frustration on the VKS camp, but honestly,
what it needs to carry this through. It is an 8k gold lead, but we are fast approaching full items.
And now immediately DeSamus jumps in after Karsa. The fear has already been applied, and the dog is in danger. Trimby takes him out. Betty's your next target. Featherstorm already used, and Miru is rooted up. He uses the second half of the ulti to get away, but it's a massive shockwave coming in from Maple. Aja jumps forward into the front line, but he's taking a ton of damage. Glacial Fissure to try to protect the escape route. Has more damage pours into Aja's health bar, but he goes all out onto Boal. Aja looking to make his escape. A little bit more damage from the top laner is not going to be enough here just yet. VKS, they kill the enemy jungler. Boal has to flash to try to get away. Another slam into the ground here with a Q. Boal is in danger. Where's the backup from VKS? PSG fighting for their lives. Boal stays alive. Aja and Woody about to die outside of the base. And Maple is the only man standing. VKS, they ace him.
VKS have done it. VKS have found their moment with that magical journey into the base. It might be a magical moment to keep their dreams alive at Worlds 25.
Karsa, the only man standing. He's the one who died first. He has to try to defend here. He jumps in to find a single kill, but he will now drop. The Guardian Angel is the only thing to fall for DeSamus. Nobody else is alive on PSG. This is Brazil! And VKS stay alive at Worlds 25.
VKS play their game. Leave everything on the rift. And today, they will stand as victors and walk that path once more at Worlds 2025.
What an incredible showing from VKS to stay in the competition here at Worlds. After their first two games, we're not at the level they wanted. We're not at the level their fans wanted. This series, this best of three, where almost everyone predicted PSG to be the favorites, it's VKS who rise to the occasion.
Because it was PSG talent who stepped up against Gen G. It was PSG talent who stepped up against Hanwha. But it's VKS who stepped up here today and now are bowing as winners in front of the crowd.
Beautifully done and incredibly well fought from VKS. Game number one, a stomp, utter domination. Game number two was a really good showing from PSG. VKS fought back valiantly, but PSG came out on top. And then here in game number three, for as scrappy as it was early, it's VKS that ultimately rise above.
Man, we need to ban Disamas for playing Jarvan. That performance today from this man, even though he struggled in game two against Karsa, played fantastically. You can see Karsa bowing out there with the rest of PSG talent. Tears in his eyes. Tried everything he could today, but unfortunately that just wasn't quite enough.